Is that what made you sort of get into the whole sort of power moves? You'd see people that are consuming these things and not getting anywhere. And you'd be like, "What? Come on!" Is that,
Yeah, I've seen a few of those, absolutely. It's not exactly what got me into it. What got me into it was looking at the dark side of human nature, socialization, seeing it applied in the workplace. And, there were no products describing what was happening. There were no products really explaining to people why it happens, what it is that it's happening, and what they can do about it. So, I was reading a lot of social skills books, self-help in general, dating as well, anything that had to do with people, people's strategies, psychology, relationships. And there wasn't anything that really got into the darker side of human nature. So I remember one day I was standing in the bathroom thinking about a situation that had just happened to me. And I was thinking, where could be the answer to this? And then it hit me in a way, okay, maybe I have to provide that.
and that's where that's where they say, isn't it? With a lot of businesses, you see something that you're annoyed with or you think's daft, and you fill that gap.
Yes, yes. At least a few good business start their way, right? Because it means that there probably is a gap in there. And if it's something that people are interested in, then you got the demand already built in what you're going to start.
Okay. And one of the things you like to put in your site and your sort of services is you talk about social strategies, career strategies, and dating. How do they overlap? Like, are they all part of the same brand but just applied slightly differently?
hmm That's a very good question, man, because you got all these different things where people build their own niche on their own, right? So career strategies, dating strategies, relationship, also friends, social strategies, or your neighbor or whatever. Well, to me, the overlap is people. It's people, it's psychology, games people play, what people want. The base is the same. The bases are humans and how they interact with each other. And I was always surprised sometimes to see that so many silos when we're dealing with people, right? And to me, they're all part of the same infrastructure. If you do well with your friends, if you understand the games, chances are you do well with dating, you do well with your spouse, you do well with your parents, you do well in meeting new people, you do well in your career. There is a tremendous overlap. To me, actually, you cannot do them on silos because you're not providing the best service. The best service is explain the base, the main structure, how people work, what do they want, and then on top you can layer up and go a little bit more in depth in each one of them. Because yes, there are differences in each one of them, but the commonalities are stronger than the differences.
The two things that I'd like to ask you now, what advice would you give to yourself, to younger self? What's the biggest lesson you've learned in your life, in your career, and how do people get in touch with you and find out about you?
Mhm. Man, I think that type of question is very deep, and I think it's potentially risky because it gets you in the mindset of what have I done wrong or what could have I done better. The way I see it, it's a bit more philosophical, maybe. Whatever I've done in the past, I've done. That's it. And I try to improve going forward rather than going backward. One thing, though, that I am changing a little bit. So far, I've been more like a hippie businessman. I didn't care much about the money, but the income, about selling. So far, the business was doing fine for me to live with it well, and that was great. Now I'm trying to focus a little bit more on the money because the business needs it. You never know what can happen in the future. Google can change its ranking, you can disappear, and then if you don't have much money saved, it's not just about you, it's also about the business, the mission, and what you want to achieve, the risks. So in that sense, now in the last few weeks, I making some moves to focus a bit more on the income side. Still, the product is the main thing for me, the passion, but you also want the business side to add up and to grow.
And that's that's the harsh, as you say, harsh reality of our lives.
Yeah, you need the financial side as well. Yes, that's part of life. As much as you prefer focusing on the passion, on what you like, on feelings, on enjoying life, finance is a part of it, and you need to take care of it.
Okay, and what would you say is, and how do people sort of get in touch with you and find out about you, Lucia?
Well, they can go on thepowermoves.com and they can read about power dynamics, hopefully learn how to become more effective human beings with other human beings, learn the darker side of human nature, so they are ready to achieve what they want without falling for the wolves and while being more effective and more value adding human beings.